All right, good evening and thanks for joining us for 13 News Now at 11.
We had great weather today, but what about tomorrow? Let's check it out with Jeff.
Well, tomorrow is going to be a little bit different than today. It's still going to be mainly dry like it is out there right now. So if you still have evening plans, maybe, heading out to the dance club or something, don't worry about any rain tonight. Currently, it's also very pleasant, 77 degrees, winds out of the south at 11, steady barometric pressure. But let me tell you about the weekend. We're going to go into more detail in a few minutes because it really differs from sort of region to region or parts of the region, if you will. One day it'll be a little bit more north, another day a little bit more south in terms of these storms. So we'll go over all that in a minute. But Saturday, 88 degrees, partly sunny, couple of isolated storms. Sunday, same thing, 88. Probably going to feel even a little hotter, though, with more humidity. Isolated thunderstorms, but in different spots than the Saturday ones, most likely. And then Memorial Day, different as well, as it shifts a little bit more, we think, to the south. So that's what we'll detail, break it down where the fronts will be situated, and talk about the tropics. We have tropical, subtropical storm Alberto. That's what we're going to be talking about coming up.
Thanks, Jeff. What's taking so long to distribute funds for Hurricane Matthew recovery? Members of North Carolina's congressional delegation sent a letter to Governor Roy Cooper today. They want to know why the state has been slow in allocating large portions of the $400 million they've received in federal funds. In their letter, they say many families are still living in temporary housing nearly 2 years after the hurricane. They're concerned that if the state does not speed up the process, it may affect future disaster and requests.
A woman says she saw a black bear in Suffolk. She shared these pictures with us. Tracy Griven says she saw the big bear along Nansemond Parkway last night and called 911. The bear went into some woods nearby. Suffolk officials say it's not unusual to see black bears, especially near the Great Dismal Swamp. Just remember to secure your garbage. Don't leave food out, such as food, even for your pets, anything in the bird feeder, and clean out your outdoor grill often.
Tonight, a vigil was held for an 11-year-old girl named Heaven. She was found dead inside her family home last week in Norfolk.
The girl's mother and her mother's boyfriend have been charged with murder, leaving the Ocean View community shocked and confused. Robert Boyd has the story.
Well, Heaven and her family only lived in this apartment here behind me for a few weeks, but that was enough time for many of these neighbors to get to know this special girl. They say that her name has never been more fitting than right now, because Heaven is where she is. Balloons hoisted toward heaven tonight for a girl who shared the same name.
Like I said, what made her mostly special, she didn't let nothing stop her. You know, she had cerebral palsy and she was autistic, but she was still out here playing with the kids. They would play tag, they would sit and draw on the ground.
Many of those same young children attended the vigil, a chance to say goodbye.
She was like a friend, and she was kind, and she looked beautiful.
Heaven was found dead inside her home on May 18th. The cause of death? Blunt force trauma to her head and torso. Heaven's mother, LaToya Smith, and her mother's boyfriend, Damon Harris, were charged with second-degree murder.
I can't believe that this is happening. You know, I can't believe that somebody's that cold-hearted that they would do this to an 11-year-old child with cerebral palsy and that's autistic.
Did you ever see any abuse?
No, no.
According to court documents, Harris was the person primarily responsible for Heaven's death, but Smith failed to do anything to stop it. The overall issue of child abuse was highlighted in the group prayer.
We got to let the voiceless know that they have a voice here in Ocean View and here in the city of Norfolk.
The group, Elijah 123 Masonic Lodge, said it's important to use this vigil as a wake-up call. These types of incidents cannot be accepted.
You got to report this child abuse. You cannot be afraid. Every Mason that's here today, if you are afraid, report it to the Mason Lodge, and we'll make sure it's reported to the proper authorities.
Court documents also show Heaven had a history of being abused by her parents, dating back to their time living in their home state of Minnesota.
So you would never think anything like that. But, you know, behind closed doors, you never know what's going on. That's with anybody.
In Norfolk, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
Today, we learned more heartbreaking details about the abuse that Heaven allegedly suffered. According to court documents, when medics arrived at her home last week, Heaven had a brain hemorrhage, blackened eyes, rib fractures, and her abdomen was split open. In court, prosecutors said the child's mother punished Heaven by placing her hand in boiling water. That was 3 months ago. Today, the judge denied bond for the mother, LaToya Smith.
School employee is sentenced for embezzling $150,000 from Bruton High School in York County. School leaders say Charlene Flood Ligon stole from a student activity fund between 2009 and 2015. While she was working, the fund had $20,000 in it. After Flood Ligon was fired, the fund grew to more than $150,000. With that money, Bruton High School has purchased new equipment, scoreboards, and uniforms. Flood Ligon was sentenced to 3 years in prison and ordered to pay $5,000 restitution.
Another school shooting, this time in a suburb of Indianapolis. No one was killed in this latest case of school violence. A hero teacher is credited with stopping the shooter, a middle school student, before any lives were lost. Here's ABC's Brian Clark with the latest.
Police in Noblesville, Indiana, responding to calls of yet another school shooting.
Oh, yes, active shooter, Noblesville West Middle School.
Authorities say students were taking a test when a male student asked to be excused.
He left the classroom. He then returned armed with 2 handguns.
The gunman opening fire, hitting a student and a teacher. That teacher, Jason Seaman, being hailed as a hero. Students in the classroom saying he saved lives, throwing a basketball at the gunman to distract him and then charging.
If it weren't for him, a lot of us could have been hurt. He pretty much protected all of us.
Students were taken to a nearby high school.
We were all holding hands, holding tight together, just hoping that everything would be okay.
I just didn't want to die.
Distraught parents racing to pick up their children.
Immediate fear of, I'm so far away and I can't do anything to help her.
This latest school shooting comes just 1 week after the deadly shooting in Santa Fe, Texas, that claimed the lives of 10 victims, and just over 3 months since the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, that left 17 dead. Many asking what can be done to stop the gun violence in our schools.
We can create environments in schools where kids will more readily talk to administrators and police resource officers, and we can physically make schools safer.
Police now investigating how the student got the guns. Brian Clark, ABC News, New York.
The man suspected of shooting 3 people inside an Oklahoma City restaurant was licensed as an armed security guard. Police say 28-year-old Alexander Thielman shot and wounded a woman and 2 girls last night at a restaurant on Lake Hefner. 2 armed citizens then shot and killed Thielman outside in the parking lot. Tonight, investigators are looking into the possibility that Thielman suffered from mental illness. They say he claimed his television was possessed by the devil and that earlier this year he distributed flyers across the city warning of demons taking over people's bodies.